when you're camping and when you're sailing, it's a new experience. You wake up every morning to something changing, whereas in your room, it's going to be exactly as you left it when you went to bed. But like here, when you wake up, the fire might have gone out, or there might be birds singing or whatever, and it's just such a relaxing experience.
So some of the activities we do, apart from learning how to sail and navigate across the sea, is living and being together in the natural world. So when we set up a campsite, from gathering firewood and digging a toilet and establishing a camp kitchen and our tents, we also play a lot of games, and we do activities that help us learn about our differences and how we can support each other. And a big part of that is actually making mistakes. So we encourage risk-taking and young people making mistakes in order to learn. And it's the same on the boats as it is with each other.
If you've nothing nice to say, then keep it to yourself. Wait for the right words at the right time.
And so one of the challenges is providing an environment within which all those people with that different level of experience can learn from and with each other.
Well, sailing has many metaphorical connections to the real life, I guess you could call it, and not least of them all is that as part of a crew on a boat, everybody needs to work together and value the differences and the different contributions that people make. One of the most important things we learn about sailing is that there's no particular crew member that's more important than the others. We all need to work together as part of the boat, and that the boat herself is more important than any individual.
I think more so than on a larger boat, these smaller boats can teach you how to interact with other human beings successfully. Yep, because you're in a very small space and you all have a job to do. And I think sometimes on a larger boat you can hide a little bit, but you can't hide here. You can't hide. Yep.
Becoming in tune with the wind and the cycles of tide and sun and moon, and you're really noticing a lot more about your environment, even down to the little wind gusts that come across the water. And I think that skill in itself, allowing you to observe more about the world around you, is a very important skill for teenagers. Yeah, so all the skills we learn are immediately useful. You know, young people go home being able to tie knots, and that's always a great thing. When we're on the foredeck of a boat, as the lookout, you need to be able to manage a lot of situations that happen, and often they're unplanned. So having that, I guess, foresight and problem-solving skills is probably the most important thing that we teach. You know, other skills like being able to steer and navigate, and to communicate well with each other in a boat are all important and immediately transferable to other situations in their lives. Sea School aims to improve and increase the amount of adventure-based learning that's happening in the marine environment. And I think it's something that's dropped off over the years because it is a high-risk environment, and a lot of organisations find it easier to manage land-based activities. So. Jibe host, so the person on the helm is planning to go that way, so they prepare the crew.
The education system and schools are where we can grow young minds, and we can. I'd add to that, and I'd say that young people need to be a part of this Sea School, because this is where we can really teach young people how to grow and thrive and develop. It's fantastic.
I think I've also learned a bit more about how to work in a team, especially a team on a boat, which is sometimes quite different to a team not on a boat. Well, it is still a challenge. You don't just turn on a motor and go, let's go this way and go. You have to think about where the wind is, where you need to put your sails. And it's just a really interesting way of getting around.
So Sea School isn't just about the sailing either, it's all about adventure, that's for sure. So there's sea kayaking, we can do sea kayaking, we'll go hiking, and even just multi-pursuit, so we can take a leg of sailors and then we switch craft and we jump into a sea kayak and then we'll go for a hike and then we'll come back round again. There's all sorts of things that we can do at the Sea School, so it's not just about sailing. Yeah.
My favourite thing's just being out in a boat, sailing, even if you're not really going anywhere, just sailing for the fun of it. And also just being out somewhere that's not a city, because you can have fun in cities, but it's also good to have fun in other areas, and the bush is my favourite for that, so yeah.
Being out here with the Sea School is a unique experience, it really is. So you're learning from others, they're learning from you, and the environment that we operate in out here is just stunning. It's really nice to be a part of Moreton Bay and the nature.
And it's a core sort of principle of the Sea School that our learning happens outdoors and in an expedition community, and I think sailing, particularly as an activity, has a lot to offer because it's got a level of complexity that's rare to find in this world.
Jono is the best sailor I know. Full stop. I think what he does with the sailing school is great, because he's getting kids who maybe otherwise wouldn't be so inclined to be adventurous and whatever. It's getting them out there and letting them realise that there's this whole other world that they're completely missing out on if they just sit in front of their gaming computers doing whatever. And it's so great out here. Like, you learn so much. Sailing for me isn't just doing stuff for myself, it's working as a team and working together.
One of the classic metaphors of sailing is that we are not in control of the wind, that we are at the mercy of the wind, and the best we can do is adjust our attitude, is adjust our sails in order to get where we need to go. I think it's very important in this digital age that we really embrace a lot of the opportunities that we have in such a beautiful environment here to be outdoors and learn from being together in nature.
The page is blank, the palace of a vacant mind. Stairwells to nowhere, stairwells that we are yet to find. The road is dark.